Girbeagly!
Hey there guys and gals, it's Girbeagly with another episode of Gaming with Girbeagly, and I'm once again playing the game Doki Doki Literature Club, and I'm really excited to be back, even though nothing creepy has happened yet. There have been like little things, and unfortunately I haven't been able to notice them while I'm playing the game. I'm always distracted trying to do commentary and such, but going back over my footage, there's always been like little things, like there will be problems loading the screen or something like that. Just very subtle things that are slightly off that I feel like are playing into the sort of like psychological horror element of this game that it allegedly has. By the way, as a reminder for those of you guys who are of fragile psychological health, make sure that you're, being safe watching this game. It does apparently have some really disturbing content coming up in it. So I'm very excited though to continue, try to find out what said disturbing content is, because I haven't seen anything that's really like put me off in any kind of way. And yeah, in the meantime, let's go ahead and share more poetry with the girls.
We're probably gonna seem really lame compared to all the other clubs, though. Well, we can't just give up. The festival is our chance to show everyone what literature is all about. The problem is that the idea of a literature club sounds too dense and intellectual, but it's not like that at all, you know? We just need a way of showing that to everyone. Something that speaks to their creative minds. That doesn't solve the problem, though. What do you mean? Even if we come up with the most fun thing ever, nobody will come in the first place if it's a literature event. So it's more important to figure out how to get people to show up in the first place, you know? And after they come, we can do the thing to speak to their creative minds.
What's this? Sayuri is taking this really seriously. I hope she doesn't start an argument with MONIKA. Last episode we saw Yuri and Natsuki sort of go at it. That got pretty intense there. It's rare to hear her deliberating like this.
Huh, that's a good point. In that case, do you think food will do the trick? What kind?
Oh yeah, because she thinks with her stomach all the time.
Well, I guess we could. Cupcakes! Good thinking. Natsuki would love to do that. You're right. Natsuki makes the best cupcakes. That works out perfectly. That wasn't why you suggested it? Cupcakes speak to my creative tummy. Cupcakes it is then. I'm hungry. Anyway, we still need to work out the details of the event itself.
Yeah, okay, well this sounds fun. I find myself smiling. In the end, Sayuri is still her usual self. But therein lies the unexpected reason I admire her. Unlike me, who has trouble finding any motivation at all, Sayuri can put her mind to things and make them come to life. I suppose that's why I end up letting her get on my case about things. I can't help but wonder what it would be like to see the world through her eyes. Oh, hi, you are very close. I opened my eyes to find Sayuri's face filling my vision. I nearly fall out of my chair.
Sorry. Wait. Actually, I'm not sorry at all. It's your fault for sleeping like that. This isn't the napping club.
Does our school have a napping club?
You're staying up late again, aren't you? Now that you're in a club, you're gonna have less time for anime, you know? You'll need to get used to it.
Don't say that so loud. I glanced over my shoulder to see if MONIKA overheard.
It's true, though.
Yeah, I know. You're always looking out for me, Sayuri.
It's what I do best.
That's a problem. What about you? You look out for me better than you look out for yourself. You're still oversleeping every day, aren't you?
Not every day.
That's not very convincing. How many days this past week have you gotten up on time?
It's a secret.
I knew it.
Come on, at least give me the benefit of the doubt.
I can't even do that. Look, Sayuri, it's written all over you. Sayuri glances around at herself. Oh, you airhead.
How's it written all over me?
You were clearly in a rush this morning. Look, your hair is sticking out all around here. I run my fingertips down the side of Sayuri's hair, trying to straighten it out. Man, you really need a brush for this. Now, I wonder if we're getting a solo scene with her, because most of the terms in the last poem we did were hers on accident. I didn't actually mean to pick most of them being hers, but I feel like maybe that's what's going on. I don't know if this is a linear event or not.
My hair is just really hard to get right.
I won't fall for that. There's more than just your hair. Look, your bow isn't straight either. And there's a toothpaste stain on your collar right here. I try to wipe off the stain with my finger.
But nobody would ever notice that.
Of course they would. Nobody's gonna tell you about it because they don't want to embarrass you. Fortunately, I really don't care about that.
Hey, you meanie.
And you don't even keep your blazer buttoned up. Seriously, Sayori, why do you think you don't have a boyfriend yet?
Huh? That's super mean.
Yeah, we're kind of getting savage here. Sorry, but you'll thank me later. I start to button her blazer from the bottom. Oh, kind of handsy there. Once you see how much better it looks, you'll change your mind. Whoa.
This is so funny.
What is?
Well, I was just thinking how weird it is to have a friend who does these kinds of things.
Huh? Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it, stupid.
It's okay though. I'm happy we're like this. Aren't you?
I guess. Aw, what a sweetie.
Hey, be careful. The button might come off.
Why is this one so hard to close? I struggled to fully close the button near her chest. Does this thing even fit you properly?
It did when I bought it.
If you ever buttoned it, you would have noticed sooner that it doesn't fit you anymore. What are you smiling about?
It means my boobs got bigger again.
Don't say that out loud. Anyway, you look much better now, so... why does it feel strange to see Sayori's blazer buttoned up like that?
But it's so stuffy. It's not worth it at all.
Sayori hastily unbuttons her blazer once more.
Phew. That's so much better.
Sayori puts her arms out and twirls around.
So if I keep it unbuttoned, then I won't get a boyfriend, right?
What kind of logic is that? And why are you saying that like it's a good thing? Because she wants to be your girlfriend, you dummy.
Because if I had a boyfriend, then he wouldn't even let you do things like this. And you take care of me better than anyone else would anyway. So that's why I'm keeping it unbuttoned.
Aw, cute. Stop saying all these embarrassing things.
Huh? I didn't say anything embarrassing.
Jeez. Well, anyway, just focus on trying to wake up a little earlier.
Only if you focus on going to bed earlier.
Fine, fine. It's a deal.
I guess we really are better at taking care of each other than we are at taking care of ourselves.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
So maybe you should come wake me up in the morning.
Oh, you're doing it again, Sayori.
Aw, but I was joking this time.
Man, it's impossible to tell with you sometimes.
Okay, everyone.
Huh? MONIKA suddenly calls out.
Why don't we share the poems we wrote now? Yay! Girbeagly, I can't wait to read yours.
Yeah, same. I failed to sound enthusiastic, but Sayori still trots away to retrieve her poem. All right, here we go. Who should I show my poem to first? Probably Sayori. I think this one is more geared towards her than Natsuki this time. And I think Yuri even got more of the terms than Natsuki did this time, which makes me sad because I really like Natsuki. So, Sayori, how do you feel about this thing?
Oh my goodness, this is so good, Girbeagly.
Huh?
I love it.
It had like all that dark language in it too. Like I picked a lot of the depressing terms just to see what would happen, thinking that they maybe go to Yuri because she likes deeper things and she likes horror novels and things like that. And it ended up going to Sayori, which was a huge surprise. So it's a poem she'll like.
Especially after yesterday's poem.
Ugh, you're too honest sometimes, Sayori.
No, but really, I want to put this on my wall. Can I?
Sayori, you must be seriously overreacting. I'm not a good writer at all. I honestly have no idea what I'm doing.
Well, maybe that's why. Because I have no idea what I like either.
Jeez. I'm sure Yuri's opinion has to be a little more constructive than this. Maybe even Natsuki's. Are you sure you don't like it just because I wrote it?
Huh? Well, I'm sure that's part of it. I think I understand you better than a lot of other people, you know? So when I read your poem, it's not just a poem, it's a Girbeagly poem. And that makes it feel extra special.
Aw, what a cutie.
Like I can feel your feelings in it.
Sayori hugs the sheet against her chest. You're so weird, Sayori.
Well, I'm not very good at figuring out if poems are good or bad, but that's why I just go by my heart.
Oh, how cliche.
If it makes me feel things, then it must be a good poem.
Although cliche, and also there's some truth in that. Like, you know what? Why not feel things out that you're passionate about? I'm not sure that's exactly how it works. Then again, I guess conveying feelings is a pretty important part of this whole thing. Yeah, maybe. Honestly, I don't even know what kind of writing you like in the first place.
Yeah, Me neither.
Ugh. Why don't you at least try giving it some thought?
Aw, you want to write something for me? That's so sweet.
Yeah, right. But you're always thinking about other people. You need to think about yourself once in a while. If you don't, you might end up getting hurt at some point.
Huh?
There's all this reference to her getting hurt over and over again. Like MONIKA, I think, mentioned it. Sayori's mentioned it about herself. We've mentioned it multiple times. Like, I hope she doesn't get hurt. I hope that there's not all this cryptic language in this game that's going to lead on to something horrible. I don't know. I'm kind of worried.
Well, I don't really know what you mean, but I'll try to keep it in mind.
Well, whatever.
Anyway, let's see. I guess I like happy poems. Wait, sometimes I like sad poems too. Sometimes a little bit of both.
That was this poem.
There's a word for that, right? What's the word I'm looking for? Bittersweet. Yeah. I like things that are happy and things that are sad.
Happy and sad? I can't see you liking something sad, Sayori.
Well, I like happy the most, but sometimes when you have a little rain cloud in your head, a sad poem can help give the rain cloud a little hug and make a nice happy rainbow.
Sayori, that's unexpectedly poetic.
Huh? It is. Maybe I'm getting better expressing my feelings after all. Thanks, Girbeagly. I should go write that down then. You can read my poem now, okay?
All right, here's another one. Battles, or bottles. Okay, I thought I said battles. I was like, wow, that got darker quick. I pop off my scalp like the lid of a cookie jar. It's the secret place where I keep all my dreams. Little balls of sunshine all rubbing together like a bundle of kittens. I reach inside with my thumb and forefinger and pluck one out. It's warm and tingly, but there's no time to waste. I put it in a bottle to keep it safe, and I put the bottle on the shelf with all the other bottles. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts and bottles all in a row. My collection makes me lots of friends. Each bottle a starlight to make amends. Sometimes my friend feels a certain way. Down comes a bottle to save the day. Night after night, more dreams, friend after friend, more bottles. Deeper and deeper my fingers go, like exploring a dark cave, discovering the secrets hiding in the nooks and crannies. Digging and digging, scraping and scraping, I blow dust off my bottle caps. It doesn't feel like time elapsed. My empty shelf could use some more. My friends look through my locked front door. Finally, all done. I open up and in come my friends. In they come in such a hurry. Do they want my bottles that much? I frantically pull them from the shelf, one after the other, holding them out to each and every friend, each and every bottle, but every time I let one go, it shatters against the tile between my feet. Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts in shards all over the floor. They were supposed to be for my friends who aren't smiling. They're all shouting, pleading, something, but all I hear is echo, 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 echo inside my head. This one was a lot darker than her first one. Like, a lot darker. Like, I don't know if this is about her being so selfless and then not being able to meet people's expectations still or what, but there's some deep-ass symbolism in this one that was not there in her first poem that she wrote before school. Yeah, that was heavy. Holy crap. Sayori, did you really write this?
Of course I did. Didn't I tell you yesterday I was gonna write the best poem ever?
Yeah, but, I mean, I didn't expect something like this coming from you.
MONIKA taught me a whole lot, and I've been really in touch with my feelings recently.
I see that. It's almost kind of creepy.
Creepy?
Well, not exactly. Maybe because I'm so used to you being cheerful. Well, never mind. I'm thinking too hard about it. The point is, it came out good, so you should be proud of it.
Aw, thanks. I feel like I was meant to express myself this way. It even helps me understand my own feelings a little bit better. Writing is like magic.
You've gotten pretty passionate about this, huh? I hope you keep it up.
Yeah, writing's the best.
Except if it, like, drags you down a really dark, deep hole. That would be bad.
I'm gonna keep writing until I die.
Very morbid language. Oh boy. Don't get ahead of yourself. Sayori's always had a habit of getting obsessed with something before dropping it in no more than a week later. I wonder if this is one of those times, but seeing the passion in her eyes makes it hard for me to be pessimistic. All right, who's next here? Who should I show my poem to next? Natsuki, our girl, who's gonna probably hate it the most.
Well, it's not terrible, but it's pretty disappointing after your last one. Then again, if this one was as good as your last one, I would be completely pissed.
Well, I guess I wanted to try something a little different this time.
Fair enough. You're still new to this, so I wouldn't expect you to find your style right away. Come to think of it, this kind of reminds me of Sayori's poem from yesterday.
Huh? You think so?
Yeah, well, I guess if you've been friends with her for so long, you might be on the same wavelength. But you never really struck me as her type.
Sayori has a type all of a sudden?
Well, I don't know, but honestly, how can someone so, fluffy spend so much time with someone like you? It's like she's dragging around a dead weight.
That was a little unnecessary. But think of it this way, if it weren't for me, she would probably just fly away like letting go of a balloon. You could say we each take care of each other in our own way.
Whatever it is, I don't get it. Oh yeah, I guess I'm supposed to show you my poem. Here.
All right, well, way to be angry at me. Amy likes spiders. Who's Amy? You know what I heard about Amy? Amy likes spiders. Icky, wriggly, hairy, ugly spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a cute singing voice. I heard her singing my favorite love song. Every time she sang the chorus, my heart would pound to the rhythm of the words. But she likes spiders. That's why I'm not friends with her. One time I hurt my leg really bad. Amy helped me up and took me to the nurse. I tried not to let her touch me. She likes spiders, so her hands are probably gross. That's why I'm not friends with her. Amy has a lot of friends. I always see her talking to people. She probably talks about spiders. What if her friends start to like spiders too? That's why I'm not friends with her. It doesn't matter if she has other hobbies. It doesn't matter if she keeps it private. It doesn't matter if it doesn't hurt anyone. It's gross. She's gross. The world is better off without spider lovers, and I'm gonna tell everyone. I feel like this is maybe a poem about judgment, about, you know, the whole, like, it doesn't matter about anything else about her, just this one thing has become an obsessive fixation. And I don't know if this is coming from Natsuki's point of view or if she's saying other people have thought this about her. Like, maybe people are like, oh, that girl's gross and a smelly nerd because she likes manga or something like that. And that's why she's, you know, writing this poem. Or maybe she's this judgmental about someone else. Who knows? And it's trying to come to terms with the fact that it's a really unfair way to look at someone based off of just one aspect of who they are.
Not bad, right?
It's quite a bit longer than yesterday's.
Yesterday's was way too short. I was just warming up. I hope you didn't think that was the best I could do.
No, of course not.
Anyway, the message is pretty straightforward in this poem. I doubt I have to explain it. Sometimes you can explain complicated issues with much simpler analogies.
Yeah, I know, you told me this already.
And it helps people realize how stupid they're being. Like, anyone who would agree that the subject of this poem is an ignorant jerk.
Yeah, definitely. Do you know people like that?
Of course, it's about how everyone thinks That doesn't matter. It can be about anything.
I wonder if this is about Yuri. And Yuri is, like, the point of view of Yuri looking down at Natsuki because she likes simple language or something like that. Or like MONIKA dislikes the manga or something.
I read it to be easy to relate to. Everyone has some kind of weird hobby or a guilty pleasure. Something that you're afraid if people find out they make fun of you or think less of you. But that just makes people stupid. Who cares what someone likes as long as they're not hurting anyone and it makes them happy? I think people really need to learn to respect others for liking weird things.
Well, you're definitely right. At least I can relate to that. And I'm sure a lot of other people can too.
It's what I do best after all. I don't like writing unless there's a good message to take away from it. Like, conveying emotions is important, but I want to make people think, not just feel. Remember that. I'm gonna write a good one for tomorrow too, so look forward to it.
Okay, Natsuki. I'm excited for it. All right, Yuri, you're up next. This one's got a lot of language for you too, I believe.
Let's see what you've written for today. Well done, Girbeagly.
Ah, she likes this one. Good.
Your skills are already improving.
Really? Thanks, Yuri. Coming from you, that means a lot.
Huh? It's nothing. I'm just happy to help inspire fellow writers. I know you're new to this, so don't worry too much if it seems like you can't get your poem to feel perfect. You don't need to be afraid to be a little more daring. Metaphors can go a long way. Don't feel like you need to work your brain like turning a bunch of gears. Try letting your mind wander through your feelings and write down the things you see and hear. That's one way to truly enable your reader to see into your mind. It's a very intimate exercise.
I see. That's a certainly interesting technique. Thanks for sharing.
I have, well, an example of that if you'd like to read it.
Of course. Is this the poem you wrote for today? Yuri nods and timidly hands me her poem. Here we go, The Raccoon. It happened in the dead of night while I was slicing bread for a guilty snack. My attention was caught by the scuttering of a raccoon outside my window. That was, I believe, the first time I noticed my strange tendencies as an unordinary human. I gave the raccoon a piece of bread, my subconscious well aware of the consequences, well aware that a raccoon that is fed will always come back for more. The enticing beauty of my cutting knife was the symptom. The bread, my hungry curiosity. The raccoon, an urge. The moon increments its phase and reflects that much more light off of my cutting knife. The very same light that glistens in the eyes of my raccoon friend. I slice the bread fresh and soft. The raccoon becomes excited. Or perhaps I'm merely projecting my emotions onto the newly satisfied animal. Are we gonna end up stabbing the raccoon? That would be horrible. The raccoon has taken to following me. You could say that we've gotten quite used to each other. The raccoon becomes hungry more and more frequently, so my bread is always handy. Every time I brandish my cutting knife, the raccoon shows me its excitement. A rush of blood, classic Pavlovian conditioning. I slice the bread, and I feed myself again. Oh, we're the raccoon the whole time.
I was a little more daring with this one than yesterday's.
I can see that. It's a lot more metaphorical. I don't know if it's my fault, but I can't begin to imagine what this poem is about.
That's right. It's a bit closer to my preferred writing style, using the poem as a canvas to express vivid imagery and conveying emotions through them.
Yeah, if I take it at face value, then I can't even figure out what it's supposed to mean.
Well, I think it's something that different people can relate to in their own way. I wanted to express the way it feels for me to indulge in my more unusual hobbies. It's those sorts of things I'm usually forced to keep to myself.
Oh wow, so she's actually a lot more like Natsuki than she thinks she is.
So I sometimes enjoy writing about them.
Huh, that's funny. Didn't Natsuki also write something about that? Yeah, there we go, we're even pointing it out. About someone being ridiculed for a strange interest?
She did?
Yeah, she was talking about how it doesn't matter what you're into as long as you're not hurting anybody.
She's right. I mean, does she really feel that way?
Yeah, sounds like you two have that in common.
That's interesting. To me, she seemed like the kind of person who would make fun of my hobbies. But I suppose that's my fault for judging, isn't it? Please don't tell her I said that.
Don't worry, I have no reason to.
Okay, well, thank you for sharing it with me. After all, if I hadn't learned to embrace my own weirdness, I would probably hate myself. I might be ranting a little bit now, but I'm glad that you're a good listener.
Aw, cute. All right, Monika, you're up next. You're the last person to talk to.
Hi again, Girbeagly. How's the writing going?
All right, I guess.
I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece.
I wouldn't count on that.
You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today?
Sure, here you go. I give my poem to Monika.
All right. I like this one. It makes me think of something Sayori would like.
Is that so?
You and Sayori are really good friends, right? I wouldn't be surprised if you had those sorts of things in common.
Well, we may be good friends, but Sayori and I are actually really different. I also just noticed that Monika tells us which of the girls' terms we pick the most, so that was definitely a Sayori poem there.
Well, that may be the case, but maybe there are also some similarities that you wouldn't expect. The way she talks about you, it sounds like the two of you really care about each other's well-being. Even if you show it in different ways, it ends up being more similar than you think. So I think that's the kind of vibe I get when reading your poem.
You sure you're not reading into it too much?
I could be. Oh gosh, I sound like Yuri. But in any case, Sayori's writing has kind of a gentle feel to it. I can tell that she likes exploring with emotions like happiness and sadness. Who knew that someone so happy would enjoy sad things too?
Yeah, that's totally unexpected.
Well, to each their own. And you shouldn't be afraid to experiment a little bit either. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too.
All right, let's take a look. Let's see if this one's as dark as her first one. Save Me. Okay, creepy title already. Very weird. The colors, they won't stop. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing, red, green, blue, an endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms, speaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a vinyl on a pizza crust. An endless poem of meaningless. Load me. Load me? What? Like load the game? It's even more abstract than your last one, huh?
I guess it's just the way I write. I'm sorry if you don't like it.
No, I never said that. It's just a kind of thing I've never really seen before, I guess.
I kind of like playing with my space on the paper. Choosing where and how to space your words can totally change the mood of the poem. It's almost like magic. The way I wrote the lines really short makes it feel like they're trying to speak over the noise.
I see. It's so hard for me to tell what it's about, though.
Sometimes asking what a poem is about isn't the right question. A poem can be as abstract as a physical expression of a feeling, or a conversation with a reader. So putting it that way, not every poem is about something. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game.
Okay.
You never know when you might change your mind, or when something unexpected might happen. Wait, is this tip even about writing?
No, it's about a game. Is this gonna be really meta all of a sudden?
What am I even talking about? That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
What the fuck? That was a little weird. I feel like I should probably save now. It also said something about loading the game, but I don't see anything. It's different in the load screen. What the fuck? This is so weird.
Okay, everyone, we're all done.
I don't know. Some of you guys have been leaving comments saying that I should look at the files that are in the game. And you've been really good about not spoiling anything, which is really nice of you guys. Thank you so much for not spoiling anything in this game yet. I'm assuming maybe when it said load me, maybe there's a file that I have to load. I'm not gonna do that right now because I wanna get through like the main story part of the game before I investigate any of the other little secrets and stuff, but I think it's good that we saved here because things have gotten very weird. It's gotten very fourth wall breaking.
We're all done reading each other's poems, right? I have something extra planned today, so if anyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Ugh, do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we put together anything good in just a few days, or we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members.
That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations.
Don't worry so much. We're going to keep it simple, okay? We won't need much more than a few decorations. Sayori has been working on posters, and I've designed some pamphlets we can give out during the event. Okay, that's great and all, but that doesn't tell us what we're actually going to be doing for the event. Ah, sorry, I thought you heard about it already. We're going to be performing. Performing?
Monika?
Yeah, we're going to be having a poetry performance. Each of us are going to choose a poem to recite during the event. But the cool part is, we're also going to let anyone else come up and recite poems too. Sayori's putting it on the posters in case anyone wants to prepare ahead of time. Hehehe.
Sayori, who's been coloring a poster, holds it up for us to see.
Are you kidding me, Monika? You didn't already start putting those posters up, did you? Well, I did. Do you really think it's that bad of an idea? Well, no, it's not a bad idea, but I didn't sign up for this, you know? There's no way I'm going to be performing in front of a group of people like that.
I agree with Natsuki. I could never in my life do something like that.
Imagining it, Yuri shakes her head in fear.
Guys. No, Sayori. I understand where they're coming from. Remember that Natsuki and Yuri have never shared their poems with anyone until just a couple days ago. It's a lot to ask for them to recite their poems out loud to a whole room full of people. I guess I kind of overlooked that. So I'm sorry. But I still think we should give it our best. We're the only ones responsible for the fate of this club. If we start the event and each put on a good performance, then it will inspire others to do the same. And the more people who perform, the better we'll be able to show everyone what literature is all about. Yeah, It's about expressing your feelings, being intimate with yourself, finding new horizons, and having fun. That's right. And it's those reasons that we're all in this club today. Don't you want to share that with others? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? You know that, or I know that you do. I know we all do. And if all it takes is standing in front of the room for 2 minutes and reciting a poem, then I know you can do it.
Come on, you two, you can do it. Natsuki and Yuri remain silent. Sayori looks worried. I guess that leaves me no choice. I agree. I don't think it's too much to ask. I think that Sayori and MONIKA have been trying really hard to get new members. The least we can do is help them out a little bit.
Well, maybe, but...
It looks like Natsuki doesn't have any arguments left.
Okay, fine. I guess I'll just have to get it over with. All right. Phew. Thanks, Natsuki. What about you, Yuri?
Yuri dejectedly glances around at everyone else's expectant faces.
I guess I don't really have a choice.
That's everyone. You're the best, Yuri.
This club is seriously going to be the death of me.
Oh gosh, you'll be fine, Yuri.
That's another mention of death. I'm getting kind of worried about the members in this club.
But anyway, let's move on to the main event. I want each of you to choose a poem of yours. We're going to practice reciting them in front of each other. No way.
MONIKA, this is too sudden.
Well, if you can't recite your poem in front of the club, how do you expect to do it in front of strangers?
Oh no.
Don't worry. I'll start off to help everyone feel a little more comfortable. Can I go next? Of course. Now, let's see.
MONIKA flips through her notebook to the specific poem she has in mind for herself. She then stands behind the podium.
The title of this poem is The Way They Fly.
MONIKA begins reciting her poem. Her clear, confident voice fills the room. More than that, her inflection is pristine. She knows exactly how to apply emotion behind each line she recites, bringing the words to life. I wish I could do that when I read this game, but I'm doing a poopy job. I'm sorry about that, guys. Is this something she's done before, or is she simply a natural? I glance around me. Everyone has their eyes on MONIKA. Sayori looks amazed. Yuri has an intense expression on her face that I don't understand. Finally, MONIKA finishes the recitation. The four of us applaud. MONIKA takes a breath and smiles.
That was so good, MONIKA. Thank you very much. I was just hoping to set a good example. Are you ready to go next, Sayori?
I'll go next.
Oh, she got all like fired up watching her do that.
Yuri's fired up all of a sudden.
Yuri clutches a sheet of paper between her hands and stands up. Keeping her head down, she walks quickly over to the podium.
This poem is called...
Yuri anxiously glances at each of us.
You can
do it, Yuri.
It's called Afterimage of a Crimson Eye.
Yuri's voice shakes as she starts reading the poem. Just a moment ago, she practically refused to do this. Why is she suddenly putting in so much effort? As Yuri gets past the first couple of lines, her voice changes. It's almost like what happens when Yuri gets absorbed into her books. Her quivering words transform into the sharp syllables of a fierce and confident woman. The poem is full of twists and turns in its structure that she enunciates with perfect timing. Excuse me, guys, I got the burpees here. This must be a rare glimpse into the whirling fire Yuri keeps concealed inside her head. Suddenly, she's finished. Everyone is stunned. Yuri snaps back into reality, oops, there goes gravity, and glances around her as if she bewildered even herself.
Hi.
It's up to me to save this situation. I'm the first to start applauding. Everyone joins me afterward and we give Yuri the recognition she deserves. It's not that we didn't want to applaud for her, but we were caught so off guard that we must have forgotten. As we applaud, Yuri holds the poem to her chest and rushes back into her seat.
Yuri, that was really good. Thank you for sharing.
Looks like Yuri is down for the count.
Okay, I guess I'm next then.
Sayori hops out of her chair and cheerfully walks to the podium.
This one's called My Meadow. Sorry, I giggled.
Sayori?
It's a lot harder than I thought. How did you guys do it so easily? Try not to think of it like you're reciting to other people. Imagine you're reciting it to yourself, like in front of a mirror or in your own head. It's your poem, so it'll come out the best that way. I see. Okay then.
Sayori begins her poem. Somehow it feels like her soft voice was made as a perfect match. The poem isn't aimlessly cheery like Sayori is. It's serene and bittersweet. If I were to read this on paper, I probably wouldn't think much of it. But hearing it come from Sayori's voice almost gives it a whole new meaning. Maybe this is what Sayori meant when she said she likes my poems. It's like I get to reach more deeply into someone I thought I knew through and through. Sayori finishes and we applaud. Yeah, it sounds like we actually don't know her that well after all.
I did it!
Good job, Sayori.
Even Girbeagly liked it. I guess that's a good sign.
What does that even mean?
It came out nicely, Sayori. The atmosphere of the poem fits you really nicely, but it might be that other poems wouldn't work quite as well with that kind of delivery. I don't really understand. In other words, I've seen poems of yours where that sort of gentle delivery wouldn't work as well. They might need a little more force behind them depending on what you're reading. Oh, I know what you mean. Well, I've been practicing that kind of thing. Just embarrassing to do it in front of everyone. The next time, I'm going to make you pick a poem that challenges you a little more. We don't have much time before the festival, you know? Okay. Now, who's next? Natsuki? Don't make me go before Girbeagly. It's not like I can compare to you guys anyway. Might as well let Girbeagly lower everyone's standards a little before I have to do it.
Damn, Natsuki, harsh.
Natsuki.
It's fine. I might as well get it over with, but it's not like I have much of a selection of what to read. I'll just have to go with what I wrote for today. I stand up and step in front of the podium. Everyone has their eyes on me, making me feel terribly awkward. I recite my poem. Since I'm not exactly confident in my own writing, it's hard to put energy into it. Despite that, once I finish, I receive applause anyway. I know how that feels, not being confident about reading. I do it every time I read one of these visual novels. Sorry, I'm not really as good as everyone else.
Don't worry about it so much. I think it's less about your abilities and more about your lack of confidence in your writing. That's something that'll improve over time, though.
Yeah, maybe.
Alright then, that just leaves you, Natsuki. Yeah, I'm going.
Natsuki begrudgingly gets out of her seat and makes her way to the podium.
The poem is called... Why are you all looking at me? Because you're presenting? Anyway, the poem is called Jump.
Natsuki takes a breath. Once she starts reciting the poem, her sour attitude disappears a little. While she's still a little unenthused, her poem has a rhythm and rhyme to it. It's Natsuki's trademark style, and it works surprisingly well when spoken aloud. The words feel like they bounce up and down as if giving life to the poem. Natsuki finishes and everyone applauds. She huffs back to her seat.
That wasn't so bad, was it? Easy for you to say. You'd better not make me do that again. Well, do you at least feel prepared enough to recite a poem in front of other people? I mean, doing it in front of other people will be way easier. I can put on whatever face I want for other people, but when it's just my friends, it's just embarrassing. That's a surprise, Natsuki. I think it would be the other way around for me. Well, that's just how it is, so... Well, I guess in that case, you won't have much to worry about for the festival. That said, I want to thank everyone for coming through. It might be hard, but I hope that you all have an idea of what it's like now. Make sure you pick a poem to get enough practice before the festival, okay? I'll be making pamphlets, so let me know ahead of time what you'll be reciting.
Jeez, I should probably find some other poem to recite instead.
That's fine too. It doesn't have to be your own. I'm already pleasantly surprised that you're putting in all this effort for the club. It makes me really happy.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay, everyone. I think that's about it for today. I know the festival is coming up, but let's try to write poems for tomorrow as well. It's been working out really nicely so far, so I'd like to continue that. As for the festival, we'll finish planning tomorrow, and then we'll have the weekend to prepare. Monday's the big day. I can't wait.
I can do this.
All right. I stand up. There's no way I'll be able to find the same enthusiasm in Sayori and MONIKA, but I'll do my best to get through it. If it's for the sake of the club and impressing MONIKA, then I'll have to do my best. Ready to go, Sayori?
Yep. Look at you two, always going home together like that. It's kind of adorable, isn't it?
Jeez, guys, don't make such a big deal out of it.
It must be a little nice, though.
Well, how am I supposed to respond to that?
It's okay, Girbeagly. You don't have to say it.
Oh, whatever. Let's go already. All right. And before we finish walking Sayuri home, we're gonna go ahead and end this episode here, guys. Clearly, some weird shit happened. Also, I think my face cam died, so if I disappeared at some point during that, I'm very, very sorry. I'm still here talking, though. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this. I need to give my throat a rest anyway. That was a lot of voices, a lot of reading, and obviously something kind of creepy happened there with the whole MONIKA thing with her poem. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, please be sure to hit the like button, share the video and favorite it. Also be sure to subscribe to me if you guys haven't already. For those of you who have, thank you so much for all of your support. You guys are the best in the world. I love every single one of you, and as always, it was great seeing ya. Bye-bye.
Girbeagly.